Oh, hello there, and welcome to Veterans Medals Workshop. I'm Frank Foster, your host, and our mission here is, well, to explain every military award from the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard, and even the Merchant Marine if you want us to. So, let's get started.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea.
The United States Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal is the oldest good conduct medal of all 6 services in the armed forces. It was founded in July of 1896 and has been the same with some modifications, which I'll show you, for over 125 years. Let's start by looking at the original medal, and then we'll take a look at it over the last 125 years. The Good Conduct Medal for the Marine Corps was designed by Major General Charles Haywood, who was the 9th Commandant of the Marine Corps. The medal is a circular bronze disc with an anchor and an anchor chain circling an enlisted Marine in the uniform of the late 19th century. The Marine is holding the lanyard of a naval rifle, a gun, and below this is a scroll with the motto of the Corps, Semper Fidelis, always faithful. In the space between the Marine and the anchor chain is the raised inscription, United States Marine Corps. I'll take a look at the reverse in a little bit. The original medal incorporated an upper bronze suspension bar bearing the raised inscription, U.S. Marine Corps. Prior to World War II, 4 years were required for qualification for the Good Conduct Medal, and numbered clasps placed on the suspension ribbon between the upper suspension bar and the medallion were used on the original medal to indicate additional awards. So if you want to take a look at a Marine who had over 28 years service, you can see the numbered class going all the way up to this Marine's 7th enlistment. Pretty cool, huh? Prior to World War I, the medals were engraved with the recipient's name, service number, and date span, and during World War I, many of the medals were impressed with rim numbers, but many of them were issued without engraving. Following World War II, the Marines changed from engraving to stamping the recipient's information on the medal's reverse. So let's take a look at the World War II version. Prior to World War II, 4 years of honorable, creditable enlisted service was required in the Marine Corps for the award of the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal. But during wartime, the Good Conduct Medal may be awarded for 1 year of faithful service, and it can also be awarded posthumously to any enlisted service member who dies in the line of duty. Here's a very nice example of a U.S. Marine Corps veteran of the World War II Pacific Theater. His Good Conduct Medal, his American Campaign, his Asiatic Pacific Campaign, his Victory Medal, his Occupation of Japan Medal, and his Philippine Liberation Medal, which, by the way, was originally a ribbon. And if there's any interest in the Philippine medals that were awarded to Marines during World War II, let me know, and I will try to do a video on it. Here's a nice example of a World War II Marine veteran wearing his Good Conduct Medal along with his other service medals. Nice-looking Marine Corps tie also. Here's a very nice example of a Marine Corps PFC displaying his Good Conduct Medal along with his other service medals from World War II. After World War II, the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal was modified by removing the upper bronze suspension bar bearing the raised inscription U.S. Marine Corps. Also, by 1935, the suspension bars that you saw on the ribbon earlier had been removed, and in 1953, the Marine Corps adopted bronze and silver 3/16-inch service stars to denote additional awards of the Good Conduct Medal. So, after 1945, the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal was awarded for outstanding performance and conduct during a 3-year period of continuous active enlisted service in the U.S. Marine Corps. The actual medal, as shown on your left, comes in bronze, but it can be acquired or purchased by Marines in anodized or gold-plated. There are miniature medals in both bronze and gold-plated that can be purchased. And the medal's reverse comes with the words fidelity, zeal, and obedience, which has been on the back of the medal since 1896. Since 1953, the Marine Corps has used bronze and silver 3/16 stars to indicate additional awards. So the medal on your left shows a second award with one bronze star, and the medal on your right shows a seventh award with a silver star indicating 5 previous awards, and then 2 bronze stars, the seventh award. In the order of precedence, the Good Conduct Medal comes after the Prisoner of War Medal and before the Select Marine Corps Reserve Medal. I'll show you some examples of actual ribbon displays in just a second. Marine veteran of Afghanistan's ribbons on your left shows his Good Conduct ribbon coming after his Combat Action ribbon and before his Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal ribbon, while on the right, this Marine Corps veteran of both Afghanistan and Iraq has his 4th award of a Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal after the Navy Meritorious Unit Commendation and before the National Defense Service Medal ribbon. This Marine Corps veteran of both Desert Storm and Afghanistan has a Good Conduct Medal. It shows it's his 7th award because it has a silver 3/16 star and 2 bronze 3/16 stars. Here are 2 very nice examples of Marine Corps veterans of the Korean War displaying their Good Conduct Medal in both ribbons and in the medal form. The Marine Vietnam veteran display on the left is a good example to show that the Good Conduct Medal comes after the personal decorations and before campaign medals like the Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal. The medal display on the right shows that the Good Conduct Medal comes before all the other campaign medals, in this case before the National Defense Service Medal and the Vietnam Service Medal. What's really interesting about this Marine Corps non-commissioned officer's Desert Storm display case on the right is the fact that his Good Conduct Medal comes after his personal decoration, but it becomes before the Select Marine Corps Reserve Medal, and I will touch on the Select Marine Corps Reserve Medal in just a second. Here's a really nice example of the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal in anodized or gold-plated. It comes after the Marine's personal decoration and before the National Defense Service Medal. He's done business in both Afghanistan and Iraq and NATO. This Marine veteran of Afghanistan, Iraq, and Kosovo displays his Good Conduct ribbon with 2 3/16 bronze stars, indicating he has 3 awards of the Good Conduct Medal. Oh, one thing I need to ask a favor. If you enjoy these programs, please subscribe and like us too. Yeah, and that'll keep us on the air. Thank you. This veteran of the Iraqi campaign has a Good Conduct Medal with 1 bronze star, which indicates a 2nd award. This is really interesting because the Marine Corps display on your left indicates that the Marine joined the Army before he joined the Marine Corps, and it earned both the Army Good Conduct Medal and the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal. So in that case, the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal would go before the Army Good Conduct Medal. I do need to also mention the Select Marine Corps Reserve Medal, which is awarded for outstanding performance and conduct during 4 years of service in the Select Marine Corps Reserve. The Select Marine Corps Reserve Medal was established by the Secretary of the Navy in 1939 as the Fleet Marine Corps Reserve Medal, and later the name was changed to the Organized Marine Corps Reserve Medal, and finally to its current designation in the late 1980s. It's awarded to members of the Marine Corps Reserve, and the Select Marine Corps Reserve Medal is worn after the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal and before the Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal. Here's a good example of a Marine who earned both the Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal and the Selected Marine Corps Reserve Medal. If you want to know more information about United States Marine Corps awards and insignia, this is our latest book by Jim Thompson and I. We've been producing it for 30 years. It covers every Marine award and insignia from the Revolution to today. It's available for you on Amazon, and it can be in your house this weekend. And if you only want to take a look at Marine Corps ribbons, their order of precedence, and all of the attachments that go on them, then the United States Marine Corps Military Ribbon and Metalwear Guide is available for you on Amazon. Thanks for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the program as much as we enjoyed putting it on for you. And a special thanks to Medals of America for supporting us. If you have any questions, contact me through my channel. I will really seriously try to answer your questions. So see you next time on Veterans Medals Workshop.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli, we fight our country's battle tones in the air, on land and